How many people does each person in your sphere of influence know? Columbia University tells us that the answer to that question is they have each 290 connections. So if you imagine an inverted pyramid behind every single person in your database, knowing 290 people, you can start to think of your database in a whole new way. You can think of them almost as your own personal sales army. And here's what's interesting. Of those 290 people, 11% of those folks are going to be moving annually according to the US Census Bureau. So that's about 33 people per 290 that are going to be moving. What an opportunity for you to gain more referrals. The question is, how are you going to do it? And the answer is networking meetings. One of the most underutilized lead generation techniques of all realtors is just sitting down and having coffee, dinner, drinks, having breakfast, lunch, or dinner with someone that's already in your database. You know why people don't do it? Because it doesn't feel like work. You want to make sure that you're doing things that actually produce the maximum result. And instead, sometimes we go chase new business. We spend money where we should be spending money instead of just focusing on where the money truly is, and that is leveraging your database. So here's the numbers of networking. Just imagine for a second that you did 2 meetings a week over the next 40 weeks, or 40 of the next 52 weeks, 40 of the next year, and you had 80 meetings total. What does that look like in terms of result? Well, we know that for every person in your database, they know 290 people, they have 290 connections, so you're actually potentially touching 23,200 people. So your sphere gets really big then. And of those people, 11% are going to be moving, or about 2,500 people. Now, you're not going to get all those referrals. Not all those people are going to be buying and selling homes. But what if you could capture 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 referrals as a result of just having more conversations and really networking with your database? Again, it's going to feel like you're not really working, but it is one of the most effective ways that you can possibly lead generate. So the question then is often to me, Jim, how do I do this exactly? Give me the specific steps. Here it is. Number one, you got to set the meeting. Here's 3 quick scripts for setting a meeting. It's really simple. You might say, hey, you know what? It's been a while since we connected. Any chance we could grab coffee and talk about what's new with you? You always focus on them. You lead with their need, what's interesting for them. Here's the second one. Hey, I met someone who's in an industry. You pick the industry today, and I thought you two should meet. I think they could be a great contact for your company, your organization, your charity, your club, whatever that happens to be. Would you have some time for lunch this week? And I can set up an introduction. Introductions are great. And the third one is, hey, I was hoping to bounce some business ideas off someone I trust. Would you have some time for a quick lunch and I can show you some marketing ideas that I've had? When you ask somebody to give you their opinion, you're asking for them to be the expert. It's very difficult for someone to say no to that because you're stroking their ego, and all of us like to have our egos stroked, right? So then what do you do at the meeting? You're there at the meeting, you're sitting down. Here's some things you can talk about. You can say, hey, what can I do to help you with your business this year? What are your big goals? I noticed, and because you've done a social media scrape, you Googled them before you got to the meeting, you might know some things about their business. Maybe they did some brand changes. They've hired some employees. Maybe they've rolled out a new product or opened a new location, whatever it happens to be. You can say, how's that working out for you? And you mention specifically what you've noticed. Here's another one for someone that's not in business. You might just say, hey, what's your big goals for 2020? Anything coming up that's new and exciting? And the third one is, hey, what's next for you in your career, in your business, in your charity, in your organization, whatever they're passionate about? Any projects in the pipeline? Hey, keep me in mind if I can help you with anything. I have several people in my circle that I might be able to tap into to give you a hand as well. So you're always being a servant. You have that servant's heart. You're looking for opportunities to help them. When you help other people, guess what? They help you. And the third thing we have to do, which is the often most missed thing by agents, is you've actually got to ask for the order. You've got to ask for referrals. In other words, you've got to ask for generosity. Here's 2 ways to do that, which are really simple. You might just say, hey, when you hear of anyone buying or selling real estate, I'd love to help. I'd love to help. Or the second one, hey, keep me in mind for anyone in your circle I can help with real estate. I'd love to help. And here's a third one that's not on the list, which is, hey, you know, it's hard to believe, but in the next couple of weeks, you're probably going to hear of someone buying or selling real estate. When you hear that, if you just give them my name, I'd certainly love that. So you actually plant the little seed that they're probably going to hear of somebody in the next couple of weeks. And guess what? Because you've turned on the reticular activator, they are going to hear of someone that's going to be moving in the next couple of weeks. It's amazing how that happens when you actually put that in motion. So some things to think about this week. Start setting 2 or 3 networking meetings a week and watch what happens with your business. Have a great day, good selling. We'll see you next time at eRealEstateCoach.com.